Welcome to the EmpowerHer Entrepreneur podcast with Janis Boudreau, the ultimate destination for fearless women business owners ready to conquer their next level of success. Get ready to ignite your entrepreneurial spirit as we dive deep into all things related to building your empire, setting ambitious goals, and scaling your business to new heights. This podcast is your go-to resource for empowerment and encouragement. Tune in every week as we inspire, motivate, and empower you to embrace your full potential as a woman entrepreneur. Welcome to EmpowerHer Entrepreneur. I'm your host, Janis, and today we're talking about something that's woven into every nurse's DNA. Continuing education. In nursing, we're lifelong learners. But when you're self-employed, every course costs time, energy, and money. And those resources are precious.
So how do you decide what's really worth your investment? Today, we'll talk about how to make your learning strategic, choosing education that actually grows your skills, confidence, and business success. Let's dive in.
The purpose of ongoing learning.
As nurses, we all know continuing education is required. It's part of maintaining our licenses and our standards of care. But here's the truth. Continuing education isn't just about compliance. It's about staying curious, inspired, and competitive in an ever-evolving industry. When you run your own foot care business, your professional development doesn't just shape how you care for clients. It shapes your reputation, your confidence, and your income. Why learning matters. Continuing education keeps your mind fresh. It keeps your care evidence-based, and it keeps your business relevant in a world that's changing faster than ever. New tools, infection control standards, and treatment techniques are constantly emerging. The more you stay updated, the more you stand out as a trusted professional. But not all education is created equal. Some courses fill your hours, others build your future. The key is choosing learning opportunities that serve both your clients and your business goals. Ask yourself these 3 questions. Before signing up for your next course, ask yourself, will this course expand my services? Will it allow me to add new treatment options, improve efficiency, or better serve a specific population, like diabetics or seniors? Will it help me market more effectively? Maybe it teaches you how to present your expertise to local partners, or how to package your services for clinics and care homes. Will it improve client outcomes? Because the more successful your clients are, the more they talk, refer, and return. If a course checks at least one of these boxes, it's not just a cost, it's an investment. Host. Reflective tone. Remember, knowledge is a form of capital. The more you invest in yourself strategically, the more value you can bring to your clients and to your bottom line. Choose education that pays off. Now that we know why learning matters, let's talk about how to choose the right kind of education. Think of your professional growth like a 3-legged stool. It needs balance. There are 3 pillars of growth every successful foot care entrepreneur should focus on. 1. Clinical skill growth. This is your foundation, your hands-on, evidence-based expertise. Consider advanced courses in foot and nail pathology, diabetic management, wound care, compression therapy, infection prevention updates. These aren't just checkboxes for CE credits. They make you more confident and capable in complex cases. When clients know you're trained in advanced care, they see you as a specialist, not just a service provider. That distinction builds loyalty and referrals. 2. Business skill growth. This is the category most clinicians overlook, but it's where your next level of success lives. You might be the best clinician in your area, but if you don't understand marketing, pricing, or financial planning, your growth will always hit a ceiling. Consider taking courses in small business management, healthcare marketing, branding and social media, time management and delegation, leadership and communication. Even learning basic bookkeeping or SEO can transform your business. Think of these as your CEO skills, the things that turn your nursing expertise into a thriving, sustainable practice. 3. Personal growth. Here's the third pillar, and it's just as important: you. Running your own business is rewarding, but it's also demanding. Courses in stress management, mindset, or communication can help you maintain your emotional well-being and your professional boundaries. Personal development fuels resilience. It helps you stay motivated and avoid burnout. Because if you're not taking care of yourself, your business can't thrive either.
How to vet a course before you buy. Now, before we talk about building your learning plan, let's talk about something nobody really warns you about. Not every course is worth your money. And as a self-employed nurse, your dollars are working hard. You need to be a smart consumer of education, not just an eager one. Here's what I want you to look for before you hand over your credit card. First, who is teaching it? Is the educator actually working in the field, or are they teaching theory from a distance? There's a big difference between someone who knows foot care and someone who lives it. Look for instructors with active clinical experience, real credentials, and a track record of student success. Second, what does the community say? Reviews, testimonials, alumni groups, these matter. Can you find nurses who took the course and actually grew their practice because of it? If the feedback is vague or the testimonials are suspiciously perfect, dig deeper. Third, what's included after the course ends? Is there ongoing support, a community, resources you can return to? Because good education doesn't just hand you a certificate and wave goodbye. It sets you up to keep growing. And fourth, does it align with your scope of practice in Ontario or wherever you're practicing? A course might look amazing on paper, but if the skills aren't within your regulated scope, it creates more problems than it solves. Here's the truth. A $200 course that changes how you practice is worth 10 times more than a $2,000 course that collects dust in your downloads folder. Invest wisely. Ask the hard questions before you buy.
Pro tip: create a learning plan. Here's a strategy I recommend to every nurse entrepreneur. Set a yearly learning goal. Choose one course per category. One clinical, one business, one personal. That's 3 courses per year. Manageable, balanced, and impactful. Write them down at the start of each year, set a budget, and schedule them just like client appointments. By the end of the year, you'll have grown in skill, confidence, and capacity without feeling overwhelmed. When you treat education as part of your business plan, not an afterthought, it becomes one of your biggest growth tools. Each new skill compounds over time. Each course sharpens your edge, and that edge, it's what sets you apart in a competitive market.
The cost of standing still. I want to take a quick moment here because sometimes the best motivation to invest in learning isn't what you'll gain, it's what you'll lose if you don't. Ladies, the foot care space is growing. Every year, more nurses are entering this field. Some are trained well, some are not. And clients, they're more informed than ever. They Google, they compare, they ask questions. If you stopped learning 2 years ago, your clients may not know it yet, but eventually they will. The nurse who keeps upskilling is the one who handles the complicated diabetic case with confidence. She's the one who gets the referral from the physician's office because she knows her stuff and can speak the language. She's the one clients drive past 3 other clinics to see. Stagnation is invisible until it isn't. And I say that with love because I've seen it. I've seen talented, caring nurses get left behind, not because they weren't skilled when they started, but because they stopped growing. So this isn't about pressure, it's about protection. protecting the business you've built, protecting your reputation, and protecting the clients who are counting on you to show up at your best. Don't overlook free and low-cost learning. Now, I also want to say this because not every stage of business allows for big course investments, and that's okay. Some of the best learning available to you right now is completely free. Podcasts like this one, industry associations, webinars, YouTube, peer networks, and Facebook groups where nurses are sharing what's actually working in the real world. Mentorship is another one people underestimate. Finding someone who is 5 years ahead of you in business and just paying attention to how they operate. That's an education money can't always buy. Even reading one business book per quarter on leadership, on pricing, on client experience compounds over years in ways that are hard to measure but impossible to ignore. You don't always need a formal course. You need a learning mindset, and that's free.
Apply what you learn. Let's talk about the part most people skip: implementation. The biggest mistake entrepreneurs make isn't in taking the wrong courses. It's in taking great courses and then not applying what they learned. You finish the workshop, you get your certificate, and then life gets busy again. Sound familiar? The real transformation happens not in the classroom, but in the application. 1. Create an action list. After every course, ask yourself, what can I apply immediately? What can I teach or share with clients or colleagues? What changes can I make to my process right now? Write down 3 concrete actions you can implement within 30 days. It could be as small as updating your intake form with new risk assessment questions, or adding a new treatment protocol to your care plan. Those small changes compound into better client care and better business results. 2. Teach to learn. Another great way to lock in your new knowledge? Teach it. Share your learning with peers, staff, or even your audience online. When you explain what you've learned, it cements the knowledge and strengthens your authority. You become not just a practitioner, but an educator and leader in your community. 3. Measure the results. Finally, track the impact. Ask, have client outcomes improved? Are you attracting new referrals because of your new skill? Has your confidence or efficiency increased? If the answer is yes, celebrate that. That's your return on investment. When you measure your progress, you stay motivated to keep learning intentionally, not just reactively. So don't let your education sit in a binder or a certificate folder. Let it live in your practice, your systems, and your client relationships. Because that's how you turn learning into lasting growth. Learning is an investment. Make it intentional. The most successful entrepreneurs aren't the ones who know everything. They're the ones who keep learning, implementing, and adapting. So set your learning goals, apply what you learn, and watch your business and your confidence expand. Thank you for joining me for this episode of EmpowerHer Entrepreneur.
Next week, we'll explore how to turn your care into a client experience they'll never forget. Creating a memorable client experience beyond the treatment room.
Until next time, keep learning, keep caring, and keep empowering yourself. One step at a time.